Welcome to the Comics News Wire, where we get our news from the comics newsroom found at comicbookadvocates.com. This show is anchored by Mr. Anderson, who is the unboxable, advocating creator known as the Indie Comics Devil, who will tempt you with his devilish tales of fetish, monsters, and more. Join him and his co-anchors as they give you the comics news coming off the wire. This show is brought to you in association with
At Geek Insider, we foster relationships with those in the geek sphere so we can give our audience the insider view of entertainment, tech, and more.
comicbookadvocates.com is the global digital Comic-Con, but it's more than that, and you can be more too. Be more than just a fan. Become an advocate for comics like comicbookadvocates.com is for their creators, for their crowdfunding, for the very books they're creating. Because we love comics. Warning and disclaimer. The views and opinions expressed on this live feed are those of the guests, speakers, and or hosts, and do not necessarily reflect the beliefs, official policies, ethics, or positions of the content providers, advertisers, additional hosts, and or guests, hosting sites, groups, or entities attached to this programming. Viewer discretion is advised. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the news. It's Disney Dump Day. They dumped us with a year's worth of news in one day. I have been trying to sift through it since last night, like many of you, and they still seem to be having things drop on today, just recently on their actual site. We're going to go around the room, introduce you to everybody, and let you know who they are, I should say. So go ahead, we'll start with Meredith, and then we'll go around. So, big screen time.
Big screen time. All right, I hear it now. That's all right. I can go through that. So I am Meredith Loughran. I am the associate editor over at Geek Insider, as well as the executive producer of the Geek Insider podcast. I'm also one of the founding members of Terraform Comics, and we are doing some exciting things over there. Head over to terraformcomics.com and make sure you sign up for the newsletter. The other thing that I'm doing is I've got a book of an anthology, actually, of dark fiction that is going to be going up on Kickstarter very soon. But this is not about me. I'm going to pass the mic to C. Michael Lanning.
Hi, I'm C. Michael Lanning, independent mad scribbler, and of course your Friday anchor here on Comics Newswire. I've currently finished pencils on Rejects #1 coming soon from Silverline Comics. And also from Silverline Comics this week is the Mystery Box Auction and Silverline at silverlinecomics.com/mystery box, where you can open up bids on 20 mystery boxes of original art. And why I'm telling you this is because in that is a signature series book, which features my very first published cover. And there's only 20 of those, so it's definitely a rare find. So get over there before December 16th and place an auction. And back to you, Rob.
All right, everybody, and welcome to it. Before we get started...
Wait a minute. Where's your pitch?
I did it. It's in the video. You keep forgetting.
No,
we have a lot of news. We have a lot of news. You have no idea. Disney literally dumped us with a lot of stuff.
You know what? I have no idea about Disney because I don't even pay attention.
Oh,
I am oblivious.
Remember, Disney now owns Marvel and Star Wars, and they thought it'd be a great idea to do all of a sudden, let's just dump it all today. Well, it was yesterday on everybody, all the Star Wars news from the year, all that stuff. And, of course, I have glitches with the computer today. So what we're going to do is we're going to go right into the Disney news. There is so much Disney news. I didn't want to mix it in with creative news because there's going to be so much to go down. Remember to go to their comics newsroom by going to comics, Comics News Wire. I always do just because, it sounds authoritative. But it is actually Comics Newswire. It's COMX.com. So, COMX News, NEWS Wire, WIRE.com. Don't just do comics.com. That's a totally different site. And it's an interesting one if you ever want to check it out, but I don't think it's what you want. All right, so here we go. I'm setting everything up. Sorry, I had some technical difficulties as the anchors. I told them as I lost half of my work from today. Luckily, when you've already done the work, sometimes half of it's already done, so I was able to catch up pretty quickly. So here we go, and hopefully we'll get through this. So here it is, all the things covering all the things turning pages and heads in comics. We changed it, and this is the Disney news dump. And the reason I call it dump is I'm not trying to pick on them. It's a ton of stuff. It really is, and there are things that I don't even think we mentioned. Just in case, Indiana Jones is getting a sequel, and it is going to be out in 2022. Let's see. I actually had to take notes this week because I wanted to make sure I got it right. Hocus Pocus 2 number is coming out. 3 Men and a Baby are getting a reboot. Cheaper by the Dozen is getting a reboot. The Lion King is getting a prequel. The Mighty Ducks is getting a sequel. Some of the original cast is returning. The Turner and Hooch is getting a reboot, and Beauty and the Beast is getting a prequel, and Zootopia is getting a series, and The Mandalorian is getting 2 spinoffs, which we will see in the news. And that's just a bit of it, Meredith. That's just a bit of it. So we're going to jump right in here. We finally got to see something from Loki, and it looks like there's going to be some time. They have their own time bureau. For those who don't know, Marvel's always had their own time bureau. And I'm just lost the things. It's the Time Variance. I want to say agency. It's TVA, I think.
Yeah, something like that. I think that's right. TVA.
Yeah. And it picks up the trailer. Check it out. It picks up right at the end of Endgame. Well, right at the end of the story for Loki at Endgame. The last time we saw Loki in a movie, it picks up the trailer right around there. So clearly, them messing with time has messed with the MCU. So, and this, go ahead.
Well, I'm glad that didn't drop off. I'm glad that they picked it up from right there and they're bringing him back because he's such a fan favorite, and it looks really good. I'm interested a lot to see that.
And so you know, this wasn't some Marvel movie plot. This is from the comics.
Yeah,
Marvel itself actually had this show up for a time, and this is all from, by the way, because Meredith is like, I don't really know what's going on. This was an investor day. Now, in a normal year, Meredith, this investor day probably wouldn't make news.
No, this face is like I don't care.
Oh no!
All of those prequels and things that you mentioned, that was just.
Well, that was my fan take on it. You guys are going to have to dig through. Those are things I thought were cool. I love Turner and Hooch growing up. Some of the
I know, but that was a classic. Why don't you leave it alone? You know, that's the face.
Well, I'm hoping it's kind of connected. It would be nice to see if it was connective tissue, because not to spoil it anything, but with Turner and Hooch, I believe. So I get Turner and Hooch was not the Belushi guy, right? That was
Tom Hanks. That was
Tom Hanks.
Yeah, K9 was Belushi.
So movies have this tendency to have the same movie come out at the same time with different actors and different actors, but it's the same damn plot. Sometimes they change the ending, sometimes they don't. It's like a reboot without actually waiting to have to reboot it. But the reason this is such a big deal is there's so much information that normally would have gone through the entire year. This was basically DC's. What did DC do this year?
Fandom,
yeah.
Fandom, yeah.
Yeah, this was Disney's take on it without actually doing it and just being on an investor. And I don't think they've ever done this before with the investors where they've given so much information.
I saw stuff drop. I did not realize that it was an investor day until you had said something this morning about it. So
we for those who don't know, we did the news this week on Monday, anticipating a heavy drop this week. I made sure to get Monday's news taken care of. So we'll only have to cover Wednesday's news, which does encompass a little bit of Tuesday, but there was nothing. It was like everyone knew this dump was coming. Thursday, we actually pushed things off of Friday's news onto Thursday just because we wanted to be able to do this. It's crazy. So here we go. This was big news. If you didn't see it, Fantastic Four is officially making its way to MCU. There's no details. That is just as simple as it is. And you'll see a lot of this when I'm using these links, because we're going straight from the Disney feed today. Because it took too much time to try to figure out who I was going to go to, like CBR and all that. So far, all this is just from the Disney thing. Black Panther #2. You want to read that, Meredith?
Black Panther 2, opening July 8th, 2022, is being written and directed by Ryan Coogler, honoring Chadwick Boseman's legacy and portrayal of T'Challa. Is that how you say his name?
Yep.
Or is it T'Challa?
No, T'Challa.
Okay, so Marvel Studios will not recast the character, but will explore the world of Wakanda and the rich characters introduced in the first film.
All right, I'm going to say something hugely hugely controversial.
Ooh.
And people are going to be mad about this. And I get it, and that's why we put up the disclaimer. I think they should recast the role. I appreciate him. I loved him back before anyone knew him when he was back in what was it, 42 is Jackie Robinson's number? And it's the
yeah.
Okay, I like this actor his whole life. I will miss him, but the characters have to be bigger than the actors that play them. You are literally benching a character that people love. Now, if they do pass the Black Panther persona onto someone else, it's kind of, I mean, they've done it in the comics with Storm and all that.
Mm-hmm.
You're kind of defeating the purpose of the fact that there was a richer storytelling. And I'll be honest, I honestly don't think this actor would have wanted that. I'll be honest. I have
to agree with you. I think he would want it recasted just to continue that Black Panther legacy.
Like because
it means so much to so many people to just kind of, I don't know. I think a lot of people would be
die with the actors. The actors are temporary. I mean, look at how many people have portrayed Batman.
Yeah.
Well, no one died tragically with Batman, but Superman did. Like a good point. See, I was getting there. Superman did, and they had to recast. Look, and I love Boseman. Get that clear. I'm a fan of him. Meredith knows I was teary when he died, and I read all this stuff. We did a special about it. It broke my damn heart. I was like 2020. Oh man, it was a bad moment of this year. Again, it's not against him. The characters have to be more important than the people portraying them. I don't think you're showing him legacy. He built this fascinating, interesting character that you're throwing away now. Mm-hmm. And if there's a Marvel exec who watches this, like, because I know they all tune in, or if you're watching this, please tell them to recast it. That's how we celebrate him. That's how we really celebrate Boseman. We go, you did such an amazing job. That character has to continue to live because you started something that we all want to see back on the screen.
And there's nothing wrong with putting an in memoriam at the end of the credits.
At the beginning. Or the beginning,
yeah.
The very beginning. Thank you. This is because of you, Boseman. We recast it. The character lives on past you. Mm-hmm. That is, when I die, I want my characters. That'd be like saying no more Batman. Bob Kane died. We're in a moment where we're being stupid because we're hurt, and I get it. I'm hurt too about Boseman. I do feel it, and it'll feel weird, just like when Heath Ledger died. We couldn't think of who the next Joker would be. Thank you, Jared Leto, for being the worst next Joker ever, so we could get over that hump. You were like let's be honest, Leto. You were kind of the girl that, the rebound girl.
The rebound girl, yeah. Totally.
So in reverse, I'd never want to be the actor to take the role.
All right, Rob, I'm going to push you a little bit further because you said that there was news. Because you couldn't introduce yourself, I'm going to push you, all right?
Oh.
Get on with it.
I can feel the tension.
Just saying, imagine having to be the guy who actually takes over that role. Like if they listen to me, that would suck to be him.
Ah, yeah.
All right, you're up.
All right, Peyton Reed is back to direct the third Ant-Man film, Ant-Man and the Wasp. Okay, here we go. Quantumania. Paul Rudd.
You're good. This is it. I mean, it's Ant-Man. Few people will show up because of the end credits scene. Let's be honest. Moving on.
What?
You didn't even get to read it.
And not only, but
hold on. Has anyone in this room actually watched both Ant-Man films?
Yeah.
Thank you. Oh, no, you did,
Mike.
Actually,
I think I saw both Ant-Man
films?
On video or in the theater?
Both of them in the theater.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you. I only watched it.
See, what I would like to bring out is Jonathan Majors as Kang the Conqueror, because that's a big deal for a lot of people. And if you don't know who Jonathan Majors is, he's starring on Lovecraft Country, which is on HBO, which is, based around the Lovecraft, mythos or whatever you want to call it. So a lot of people are excited to see Jonathan Majors and Kang the Conqueror come to life. So we don't want to pass over it. It's going to have some substance to it.
I just like the guy who does the recaps, the Spanish dude. Like, that's the only reason.
Yeah.
I'm really waiting for him to be back on screen. I just want him to give us the recap and tell us about the heist.
Michelle Pfeiffer, wasn't she Catwoman?
No, she was.
Yeah, not in here, but.
Not in here, yeah. In here, she's hot. She's still hot. Like, any day. Michelle.
We're a little frisky today, folks. We're a little frisky.
I did a lot of coding this morning and it went bad. Be happy I'm smiling. Be happy I'm smiling.
It'll be ladders and chairs by the end of the show.
That's right. Everyone's favorite little tree, Baby Groot. Baby Groot's over. We're over Baby Groot, let's be honest, because we have Goku. Will star in the series of shorts on Disney Plus, featuring several new and unusual characters. I am Groot. I am so uninterested in this. I'll be honest. I don't want to see a series about a tree. If I did, I'd watch The Karate Kid. Because it wasn't The Karate Kid all about a tree. Like, wasn't that the whole movie, the point of the bonsai tree?
What I remember of it. One other thing about it is, you also have your Rocket and Groot little series. These are only like 5-minute shorts and everything. So
Rocket and Groot, sign me up.
Yeah, you haven't seen they have the Rocket and Groot shorts.
No, but I'm saying if it was Rocket and Groot, I'd be there.
You have to. Scotty Young has to write it though.
Yeah, this doesn't really get me. But the Academy Award-winning actor Christian Bale will be joining a cast. Go ahead, Meredith.
All right, so he's going to be joining the cast of Thor: Love and Thunder as the villain Gore the God Butcher.
Wow!
In theaters May 6th, 2022.
And people who drive really loud trucks are upset right now about Thor being a woman. And some people will get that joke and some people won't. You're up.
I don't know what to say.
Who are we? Me?
Yeah, you.
Okay. The Guardians of the Galaxy. I'm still thinking about the truck thing. The Guardians of the Galaxy Holiday Special. James Gunn is back to write and direct. The original special is coming to Disney Plus in 2022.
So are they not getting a movie now?
The only thing I think is maybe this is just kind of a fix until you get to that third movie because he's so busy with Suicide Squad and the Suicide Squad spinoff. Yeah. So
it's funny. I think he's doing it on purpose. He's like the girl you broke up with and then wanted to get back with. And then she's like, sure, we can go on a date, but I'm busy until like 2030. Can you wait for me? Can you wait for me? Like, how long can I do it? Like, This is probably just like, okay, fine, I'll do something. 90 minutes, I'll give you a special. So, like the first Star Wars holiday special, we're all in trouble.
So since this is in the galaxy and this will probably be in space, is this going to be a Life Day special? That's what I want to know.
Like there was this past tradition, thousands of pounds. I mean, they could literally bring those together now. Star Wars could be the past of the Marvel universe. What if they did that? Yep. Mind blown. Laser swords are coming as people now. That's the dumbest thing. They're plasma swords. They're not lasers. Lasers have an end. Don't have an end. A laser will continue to shoot indefinitely. That's what makes it a laser. That's plasma. You will make my head hurt.
Golly. Man.
And here's I Am Groot again. Boom.
All this fictional science. You should get this.
All right, here you go, Meredith.
Coming soon to Disney Plus, Dominique Thorne is genius inventor Riri Williams in Ironheart, an original series about the creator of the most advanced suit of armor since Iron Man. Why?
Well, they killed him. They killed Iron Man. So you're going to see a lot of Iron Man news because Iron Man's gone now. They're flooding. I mean, just wait. Like I said, a lot of news today. The why is that, and here it goes, Don Cheadle returns as James Rhodey, a.k.a. War Machine, in Armor Wars, an original series coming to Disney Plus. A classic Marvel story about Tony Stark's worst fear coming true, what happens when his tech falls into the wrong hands. And I remember some of that. That was actually an interesting a story plot, but how are they going to do it without actually Tony being around? This is going to be interesting. It's going to be a shake.
But you bring in Tony's cousin. I can't remember what his name is, but the cousin that's not really nice.
It could be doing that, but Ironheart. I wonder if Ironheart's gonna be one of those people who gets stolen tech, because there was in the comics she makes something on her own, but it's not like an Iron Man suit, and then like hologram Tony helps her make the rest of it. So I wonder if this will have a crossover with this. You would think they do. Probably. It. Put them together. So also pay attention to what Disney put together. Some of these tweets being together could mean something.
Mm-hmm. Oh, here we go.
Here you go, Michael. You're up.
Moon Knight, an original series about a complex vigilante, is coming to Disney Plus. That complex seems kind of an understatement, isn't it?
I never liked Moon Knight. I always thought he was kind of a dick. Like, when he ever ran into the X-Men, he was not cool with the X-Men. Like, I always surprised Wolverine cut his head off.
I know he's nuts. That's about as far as I could really say, as much as I know about Moon Knight. And you see a lot of pictures of him. But he was kind of what? He was supposed to be the Marvel's version of Batman, really, wasn't he?
Yeah, but like, he was insane, and he might be affected. It all depends where they go, because there was a point where everyone thought he was insane, but then it turned out he was actually being possessed by ancient gods, and they retconned it in the comics, so he actually does have powers. I don't know. I'm like Meredith at the very beginning of the show. Like, why is this important? Why is
Moon? Well, there's a lot of people that want it, so.
But this is cool. This is cool. This I like. It's Samuel L. Jackson, Meredith. Even you have to be excited just knowing he's going to be cursing in Marvel.
Yes.
I
actually look forward to that. Samuel L. Jackson is back as Nick Fury, and Ben Mendelsohn from Captain Marvel returns as Skrull Talos in Marvel Studios' original series, Secret Invasion, coming to Disney+.
This is going to set a whole new world. And, of course, Secret Invasion had to do with the how do you say it out loud? The Skrull.
Yeah, Skrull.
I forget how to say it.
And then this coupled with the announcement for the Fantastic Four movie.
Yep. And here it is. This is something that we forget about the additional casting. I don't really care. That's just a bit of the Hawkeye stuff. I don't really care about casting stuff as much as everyone else does. Unless it's the main stars, because sometimes it ruins it. It's a spoiler itself when they start talking about who they're casting.
Unless it's Rosario Dawson, right?
What?
Well, when it's a big name, when it's a big, like, main characters, you have to tell us who's playing it. And this goes back to a few weeks ago. We even talked about this on the brunch. Tatiana
Maslany,
thank you, was denying that she would play She-Hulk. It was officially announced last night. She is definitely going to be She-Hulk. And for Orphan Black fans, this
oh my god, just awesome. That's awesome.
Big news. I can't wait. I'm
telling you.
Like, again, Tatiana, I'm here for you. I'm here for you if you ever need comfort.
Oh my gosh.
This is something that I can appreciate, because they're bringing a She-Hulk rather than replacing the Hulk with a woman. You know what I mean?
Well, She-Hulk's a deep character. She's actually a lawyer. She never gets brutish. And then in the comics, for some reason, they make her brutish. It made no sense. She was one of the best. She was one of the first characters to be a fourth wall character who literally threatened to rip up your X-Men comics if you didn't buy her comic. Like, it was like brilliant stuff. I loved the character. I actually followed the character growing up. I thought she was witty. Like, I'll be honest, when I look back to who I wanted to date, I wanted to date She-Hulk, and there just never was a She-Hulk to date.
Oh, well, now you have it, and you have such a fantastic actress playing her. So.
Oh my God!
I'm telling
you. One day I'm going to be like Shelton. I was like, look, she signed my restraining order.
But also, can I point out something there that's really exciting about that news?
What's up?
They've got Tim Roth returning as Abomination, and Tim Roth was Abomination in The Incredible Hulk.
Yes.
And so that's really Tim Roth is a fantastic actor in his own right. So that's going to be really interesting to see too.
Well, remember, they are connected.
Yeah.
Those movies are actually still considered canon and connected. They just try not to talk about them too much. So they're bringing in the character and trying to, I guess, fit him in now. There's going to be a new group of Eternals. And again, this is just casting news. Some of this was just casting stuff, but this looked interesting for everyone who's talking about it. They have the new Hawkeye logo. So,
I'm used to it on the comics. So.
And we've been talking about it, but I'm just saying, this, like Meredith said, some of this is not the hugest news in the world. I just gave you as much as I can.
Hey.
Brie Larson, despite your petitions, and I'll pick this one just because I know it's going to get some people angry. Again, the people driving the really big trucks are going to be mad at this one, because Brie Larson's returning as Carol Danvers. I'm sorry, your little signed petition on like a weird site, not even the real petition site, didn't work. Guess what? A woman's still going to play a powerful character, and she's going to fly into theaters in 2022, and some pretty cool stuff coming in casting. So we're going to see some stuff. Apparently, the biggest rumor going around, and I'd be excited about this, is Rogue might show up.
Mm-hmm. That's exactly why Brie Larson's going to show up, because they're already introducing Monica Rambeau in WandaVision. So
yeah, the word on the street is that's how they're going to bring the X-Men in. Rogue will be the first mutant to show up and take all the bitches' power. And I don't mean that about Brie Larson. I mean Captain Marvel. I mean,
I'm sure there's a lot of people who won't complain if you meant that about Brie Larson.
I like Brie. I like her as an actress. I don't like Captain Marvel, who used to be Miss Marvel. I never liked that character. She got through a lot. And Geek Insider had that thing that we talked about this week where we were talking about the rape of Carol Danvers and how we forget about that. And I brought that back up into it. So it's a stunning character. I just never liked the character because I love Rogue. Like
Rogue, absolutely.
Rogue. Like, I didn't really like the last girl, the one from True Blood. I don't think she captured the Southern Belle enough.
No. They haven't had a live actress play her. Well, not at all. Not yet.
Yeah, so I'm excited about that. And here we go. If you like Miss Marvel, the new Miss Marvel, not the Miss Marvel that I was talking about, who was Carol Danvers, but the newer one. They have some sizzle reel for it. What do you think about that? Are you excited about this character? Do you even know anything about this, guys?
Actually, yeah, I've actually read her origin. I've known her from the Champions and everything. And I think what's interesting about Miss Marvel is she is I guess you say she's Islamic, but she's very questioning. She's why has it got to be this way? Why is it such and such? And there was when I read the comics, it had that Spider-Man feel with that, the teenager having to deal with powers and having to deal with all that. So I think this is going to be really interesting. I like her. She's probably one of the few new characters that I do actually like.
And she has a giant hand. That's giant. She has her power is like part Mr. Fantastic, but only in the hand.
No, she could do more than that. No, it's not just the hand.
Seriously, I've never read her comic.
She could do more than that. She's like Mr. Fantastic, but she can also adjust her size, such as she can get big. She's kind of like Giant Man and Mr. Fantastic mixed together. She's an Inhuman, so.
The mix? Oh, Inhumans. Oh, yeah. I'm an X-Men fan, so you know how much I like the Inhumans.
Oh,
I'm such a fan of these. I like seeing them get their butts kicked by the X-Men and running away.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, again, bad blood from childhood. The Inhumans were always dicks. I'm sorry. You pain the dick.
What was interesting,
though, I wasn't interested in a giant Mr. Fantastic who is now a girl. It never drew my attention. I never got excited about that. And I was recently saying the rubber band, the Mr. Elastic and
Plastic Man. I know. Look at you. Mm-hmm.
But no, the difference here was that I felt like they just made her Miss Marvel for what reason? Why would you?
Because she kind of idolized Captain Marvel, and so she kind of took up that mantle. And there was a whole thing where Captain Marvel kind of lost her stuff.
Yeah, but what did Batman say about the other people? I'm not wearing hockey pants.
Yeah, well, you know what? At least she has powers. So.
All right, Meredith, you're up.
Production has just wrapped up for ShangChi and the Legend of the Ten Rings. Meet the fantastic cast bringing the film to life. Hashtag ShangChi and the Legend of the Ten Rings is in theaters July 9th, 2021.
And will its stream or be in the theaters? We'll have to wait and see. Let me ask you guys, are you even a little excited about this? I honestly think this might be the first flop from MCU. I didn't like the character. I've read the character. I'm not interested in the Marvel Kung Fu take.
The only thing I could say about it is the 10 Rings part. That's the only thing, because we started with the 10 Rings. 10 Rings was there at the beginning of the whole Marvel universe. That's who had Tony Stark. So it would be kind of interesting to see them try to bring that back around. And rumor is they're going to bring it back down around to the real Mandarin. So
that would be cool if the real Mandarin shows up. And there are some great actors in here. I'm interested in it to watch it, but I'm afraid this is going to flop because this was not a character that did well. And the comics of history, this is not. Most people, like, if you know this character, it's because you're a comic book fan. And you're like, why the hell would you make that? But again, we said that with Guardians of the Galaxy. Now they have a holiday special.
Yeah, but I think part of this also is that you've got a predominantly Asian cast. And so they are kind of trying to be a little bit more inclusive with the Asian people, I want to say.
And there's nothing wrong with that. The character himself, I'm saying, I was never.
Right.
I think this might be a reaction to when Iron Fist came out, and Iron Fist being a white guy.
Although I do want to see Iron Fist. Like, that's now there's been I'll make a little bit of an announcement here, and I told Meredith we'd tease it. one of the things that we've come to between the people in charge of the continuums, we're actually now going to allow comic strips. And now I'm going to make Michael Landing make Iron Fist.
You got it. I'm on it.
Iron Fist is there.
That we're going to make a strip. I don't know what's going to happen next, but we're making Iron Fish. That will be a strip now.
Make it steampunk.
I'm writing this down as a matter of fact. Someone else.
Y'all are experiencing magic. See? Magic.
That's it. Hey,
we're going to shut up and create.
You know what's funny? Everyone made fun of me that I couldn't make anything a farting elephant. And now he's going Scoot and all that. So, you know.
Oh, man. He's actually writing it down, folks.
Like, I'm going to look at this later. Iron Fish steampunk style. Oh, yeah. Like, it's going to be the old school iron that has to be welded into place. Like, you're going to see a fish welding iron. And you're like, how?
Oh, just a picture of Tony Stark in the cave, except it's a fish.
What if a fish was a brilliant mind and it discovered how to make things and started to create an entire society?
Oh, my goodness.
It all begins here. And a glorious Loki, and there's the official trailer. But what's more important is the what ifs.
Ooh.
What if, what I think the idea is that Steve Rogers is killed, so she takes the serum.
Oh, okay.
And she becomes like Captain Britannica or something like that. 'Cause she's got the British stuff on her.
So this is Agent Carter.
Mm-hmm. And there's a couple other ones that look good. I don't know if you guys know what if is, because you young kids watch it, but all the people who've been into comics for a minute, they're gonna know what if is. What if was amazing. Used to give you all these different things. And when they brought What If back recently, it was kind of lame. Like, they didn't have the same fire they once did. You know what I mean? Like, one of the ones I saw was like Cable and Domino never joined the X-Force, and that was,
that wasn't the and stuff like this. What if one side character got the power instead of the main character?
That was interesting. Or like, what if like Tony Stark was didn't go into like science and instead became the next Hulk? Oh, you know, like, what would he do? Like a drinking Hulk, just an angry drinking Hulk, like kegs in his hands like cans. Come on, that's what.
Just smashing it on its head. I can just see it.
Like,
they pick things up and put them down.
And I love that they're doing Peggy Carter. I love Peggy Carter. I really hope they would have brought her back. And I'm in. The What If got me excited. That was one of the things I got excited about. And this did too. If you guys didn't see this, here we go, Meredith. You're up. Oh, no, Michael's up now.
The legacy of the Shield is complicated. Marvel Studios' The Falcon and the Winter Soldier, an original series, starts streaming March 19th on Disney+. I'm just glad we're starting to get some dates on these things.
Right? Like, I was saying that about like Disney Plus the other day to someone. I don't remember who. I think it might have been you, Meredith. We were talking about streaming stuff, and I was like, Disney Plus kind of shit the bed. They weren't ready for this year. Yep. And they did. They put out they had Goku and had no idea it was going to be popular. I'm telling you, that character is probably going to be killed off in season 1, and they were like, no, we can't now.
No.
He's getting a spinoff, a talk show, you know?
Oh, no, not the talk shows.
In 10 years now, we'll see what the poor baby Goku actor, and where is he now?
Looking like a gremlin.
Looking like a gremlin, like hanging out with gremlins. Oh, he fell in with the wrong crowd. But this was cool. I was excited about this trailer. Definitely something that this looks like it's really rooted within the MCU in a good way. And I like what Disney Plus is doing. Like, Disney's taking over the world seriously now. And of course, here we go. Some Black Widow news, Meredith.
Black Widow chronicles Natasha Romanoff's efforts to deal with her history as a spy long before she became an Avenger. Directed by Kate Shortland and starring Scarlett Johansson, Florence Pugh, David Harbour, and Rachel Weisz in theaters May 7th, 2021.
Yeah, I cannot wait. This is going to be an exciting moment. And there's some of the... I was surprised they put the Winter Soldier on there with the like, he doesn't have anything, like no logo so far. You know what I mean? Like, he used to have that star in his arm, but he hasn't seen anything with that yet. I'm kind of curious what they're going to do.
There's a tease to it on the shield there.
No, that's actually what's his name's new outfit, the Falcon, Captain Falcon America.
Yeah.
I don't know how they're going to refer to him yet. because they're calling him still the Falcon, which makes me think like they're still trying to get Steve Rogers to come back.
Maybe.
Yeah. So, but here we go. This one's pretty big. For those who don't know.
Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness debuts March 25th, 2022, with a whole bunch of people in it. It's directed by Sam Raimi. The film ties to WandaVision and the next Spider-Man film.
And for those who don't know, they're talking about bringing back Dr. Octopus, which I think is in a different.
Oh, yes.
The actor who played Dr. Octopus, like it's going to be a multiverse one, and they're already like fans who are like, "Oh my god, I can't believe you're doing that to poor Tom Huddles."
Yeah, I saw that.
He's like wanting this. He wants this major crossover. Imagine all the Marvel films being brought together for one moment, and like how cool that would be. Shut up, teen girls. You don't know nothing. And I'm not worried about you writing me an email because you don't do emails. You just do texts, and you don't have my number.
Well, let me ask you a question, Rob, since you're from New York. Which one do you think portrayed Spider-Man the best?
Tom.
Really?
Yep.
That's surprising.
And he's British. Go figure. Like a British guy. Andrew came really close.
Yeah.
The problem with Andrew is he didn't have that young dumbness to him. You know, what's the army term? Young, dumb, and full of...
Yeah. But you know, but the thing about Tom is Tom's not sarcastic enough. He just doesn't.
He is. He hits the right moments.
No way. And one of the things that what personified Andrew Garfield to me as Spider-Man was that scene where he's spraying down Electro, and you go back and he's wearing the fireman hat with the fire department and stuff. That was Spider-Man to me, right there.
Yeah, but remember, Tom's also a younger version of Spider-Man. Spider-Man doesn't get gets more sarcastic the older he gets. Once he goes to college and all that, that's what I'm expecting from Tom. Tom's got a little bit of a chip on his shoulder nowadays. Now he's been the smallest explorer ever in Uncharted. Like, remember we looked at that picture and was like, did you not know about weights? Has no one told you about push-ups? Just saying, Tom. Just saying, work out a little bit. Like, I mean, you got Thor, Natalie Portman trying to be an action figure, not Tom. Tom's Aaron.
No, he's going to stay the oldest 12-year-old in the whole world.
Yeah, he's like 35 and 12. Some imagery here. And are you guys looking forward to WandaVision?
Very much so, actually.
Meredith's still like, I don't care.
Well, you know, and the thing about this last trailer kind of gave it some context. It gave it a little bit of context of what's going on, so it's not just going to be out there in a fever dream.
All right, Meredith, this one I think you'll like. Go ahead and read this.
All right, this is from Pixar. Blasting into theaters June 17th, 2022, Lightyear is the definitive story of the original Buzz Lightyear, voiced by Chris Evans. Get ready to go to infinity and beyond with Lightyear.
All right, come on, Meredith. Did that get a smile?
I like Buzz Lightyear, but you know, when my kids were little, it's a throwback. Memories. Oh,
yes, and Chris Evans. Like, Chris Evans is all over the place. He's going to be Buzz Lightyear now. Before the alcohol and the drugs. Sorry,
why not bring Tim Allen for the voice?
Well, that's what happens when you do cocaine and drugs, kids. Your voice changes to that.
Yeah, that's what the problem is.
Tim, I'm kidding. I love you, Tim. I like this news. This was funny, especially who they picked. John Mulaney is going to be either Chip or Dale in a hybrid live-action animated feature. This reminds me, like, remember the like 70s and 60s Disney where they had the animation and the people, and it never looked right? And I'm like, are they doing that again? But can it look better now? And I'm all curious about this because they're doing Rescue Rangers too. Yeah. I loved Rescue Rangers. I had the hugest crush on Penny the mouse, and when mice invaded my house in Queens, I was like, I'm killing Penny. It was bad. It was bad. What'd you say, Michael?
Is it Penny or was it Gadget?
I thought her name was Penny.
Gadget. It was Gadget.
Was it Gadget? Damn.
Yeah.
How'd I get Penny?
I'm not sure.
Oh, Inspector Gadget.
That's what it is. Yep. That's
it's
what
the
it is.
dyslexia. It's the dyslexia. How it's
Hey,
stored.
yeah, that works.
I was
That
like,
works,
where's
though.
the
I get
oh
it.
yeah, Penny Gadget. Yeah, I got it. I got it now. Okay. There we go. Still loved it, and I can't wait to see who else they get in the cast.
I think, if I'm not mistaken, I heard that Jim Cummings, who voiced the original Monterey Jack, is returning as Monterey Jack. So that's really good news. We could just get him back for Darkwing. Would be great.
I wonder if John Mulaney is going to play Gadget. And
well, it says Chip right there.
Have you ever seen him?
Yes, actually, I watched some. I thought, to me, I didn't think he was funny, and then my daughter made me watch some stand-up.
Yes, but you heard how he makes fun of like people in his voice. So
Yeah.
it was a fair thing. Here you go, Meredith. Let's see if this melts you.
One of Disney's all-time classics is coming to Disney Plus with a new live-action retelling of Pinocchio, starring Tom Hanks and directed by Robert Zemeckis. Zemeckis?
Yeah, that's right.
Zemeckis. I don't know.
Run,
Where's
Pinocchio,
the syllable?
run.
Pinocchio.
Jesus, Meredith.
I know. It's like trying to warm up my cold, dead heart. You know?
Really is.
I'm just imagining Pinocchio running down the thing, and you got your Geppetto, run, Pinocchio, run. It's considered. It's directed by the same guy that did Forrest Gump, too.
I'm telling you, we're off the rails today. We're frisky.
All right, Lanning, you got this one, which is kind of a surprise to me.
All right. Meet the cast of Disney's The Little Mermaid, starring Halle Berry, Jonah Howard-King, Awkwafina, Daveed Diggs, Jacob Tremblay, Melissa McCarthy, and Javier Bardem. Directed by Rob Marshall, featuring music from the animated original and new music by Al Menken and Lin-Manuel Miranda. Hamilton.
I just don't know how I feel about this. Didn't they just try this? Like, isn't this like literally too soon? Wasn't this like the ABC live action one that they just flopped?
Yeah. Did it flop? I don't.
Oh, it was like a lot of people. Queen Latifah was in it, remember?
Yeah.
Yeah, and now they're trying again. I don't know. I think this is also going to cause controversy.
Oh, it already has. It already has.
This is going to be controversial because of the casting choices and all that. I don't know. I was surprised to see this. I was like, I wouldn't have got him to play Sebastian. That's for sure. I think of a couple of the people I would have gotten to play Sebastian. After his portrayal in I can't believe Hamilton. His portrayal in Hamilton, I could definitely see that casting choice. I think you're going to see problems with Ursula. I don't think she's a good choice.
No, I agree.
No. Even the Titan, I've seen that guy. He's like dry like toast.
Yeah, he's from No Country for Old Men and the Pirates of the Caribbean.
Sounds like he's drunk even when he's sober. You know the people who always look like they're stoned and talk like they're stoned? They're the reverse, the alcoholics. Even if they don't drink, they just look drunk. You know, like when you look at him, you sober right now. That's how that dude is. I'm telling you. And I'm so sorry if he's in AA.
If I was gonna cast Ursula, my first choice would have probably been Kathy Bates.
Oh, that would have actually been good.
That's a really good one.
A good one.
And the King, how do you not go? I mean, if you're really looking for like a muscular dude, that's one thing, and he's not even that muscular.
No, he's not. He's not. He doesn't.
But I mean, if you're changing the skin color of Ariel,
say it. Go ahead. I think I know who you're going to say.
You might as well have The Rock.
Yeah, that worked. That's
have The Rock.
I was going to go with Terry Crews.
Terry Crews too, but he's too funny. You need someone.
But it's the Little Mermaid, so he's kind of,
he has that dark moment. The Rock can do that. He could really pull it off. So if you're going to change the character, and I know, like, for some reason, like I don't understand how it works anymore with the way that they cast, and then the people don't look like they're really related anymore. So I don't get involved in that. Like Thor just threw me off. They're supposed to be brothers, and every one of his brothers is like the same color, and then suddenly the other guy isn't suddenly. So it's Disney, and that's fine. But I mean, you might as well go with someone who makes sense. I don't know. I don't like that cast.
That cast. What really stands out to me is who's playing Scuttle? Awkwafina? Does that work? I don't know her too well, but does that work?
It's a bird. Maybe it's like an what are they called?
But I think it was who Buddy not Buddy Haskell, was it?
No, it was Buddy something, the famous voice actor.
Yeah,
amazing stuff. I can see his face.
Epson? Is it Buddy Epson?
Look, I don't care what you do at your property.
Buddy Hackett,
yeah. I don't care what you do at your property, but like this is like you're setting yourself up for failure right now. I don't see it, except for the Sebastian dude. He will be great. I think that he's going to be the runaway with this. But again, I mean, you are taking a character, and this is going to hurt some people's feelings because you have an idea of what a character was, and you're challenging it now. And that we're going to talk about that with Batman coming up today. And it could be bold and brave, but it could also be a disconnect from the fan base. And when we've seen this, Fantastic Four, I can continue the litany of times the main characters have been changed. It has gone on to flop versus exciting storytelling, which does not flop. Like we talked about Chad Boseman.
Yeah.
So I think casting matters. I think you just don't shove anyone you want in because you want them in. It almost feels like sometimes these things, and it only comes to the Disney live action, they don't give a crap who they're casting. And like we pointed out, it wasn't just who's playing Ariel. I don't know her well enough to know that whether or not she could pull it off. I think she's a beautiful woman from the picture right there, so I don't have a problem with it personally. Notice the problem I had was the King and the Melissa McCarthy. Ursula, no. I don't see her as Ursula.
No, I don't see that one either.
I think this is just poor casting. What do you think, Meredith?
I completely agree. It's just I don't know. It's a beloved character. It was ingrained with the animation when it first came out. The live action was I couldn't watch. I tried, and I was just like, no, it's a train wreck.
Yeah, you kind of piss. It would be like making Winnie the Pooh real, but instead of having him as an actual Pooh Bear, he's now like a fucking panda. The whole time you can be like, why is he a fucking panda?
Yeah.
Why? Why would you make him a panda? Or even worse, like Tigger's sloth. Why would you do that? Explain it to me. Piglet's not a pig anymore, but Piglet's like a big brooding like biker bear with like a picture in his arm of Piglet. Like I don't.
We're getting an insight into the crazy of Rob's head.
I'm imagining like Bebop as Piglet.
Yes, right. I saw something that was fascinating, and it was going on social media, and I completely agree with it. How come we keep rebooting successful movies instead of rebooting the movies that failed that had good stories?
Thank you for saying that. You're rebooting it until it fails, which is terrible.
Well, I think
take something that's bad and try and make it better.
I think this is a crapshoot. I think what this is, I don't think about this earlier. I think what this is okay, we're going to do remakes because we're going to get people who saw the original to come in and watch it to see how bad it is. And then we might actually get some new people in there. So to them, it's almost a sure thing, as opposed to me making a bad movie and actually maybe getting a new fan base.
I didn't know that Michael was a fan of Thundercats Roar.
Oh, wow. I don't think anybody was a fan of Thundercats Roar.
This is cool. A cynical young comic book fan who'd be perfect for this show and her super-powered squirrel sidekick team up in Flora and Ulysses, an original movie streaming February 19th. We talked about this. We broke this news weeks ago. I'm excited about it. Look how cute she is. She's adorable. It's like Pippi Longstocking with the sarcasm.
Is it just me, or did they just miss a chance for having Squirrel Girl?
Yes, I'm hoping she becomes Squirrel Girl. I hope it's like the secret origin of Squirrel Girl, where the squirrel dies tragically in the road getting ran over, and he passes his power on to his comic book fan cohort.
What if it's actually the squirrel's actually not super powered? She's actually got this poor thing trapped and making it do things like fly.
That's Disney After Dark. It's like a farm of squirrels. Disney will be taking this video down from YouTube later today. All right, Meredith.
Oh
you're
my
up.
god. A brand new Star Wars feature with acclaimed filmmaker Taika Waititi is in development. Get ready for an unforgettable ride.
I gotta say, this is a tearjerker moment for a video. As they're
I'm
all
sorry, I'm still laughing with the previous thing.
no,
Oh
but
my
like
god.
if you watch the video, I never realized. For those who don't know, oh no, wait, they're not matching up right. You're supposed to read the bottom part here about her.
Oh.
I don't know who this this Star Wars thing is going to be. It looks interesting. I'm fascinated. What I was talking about is Patty Jenkins. I just realized
Patty Jenkins?
I read that. Yeah, she's going to be running Rogue Squadron movie. She's going to direct it, and she's doing Wonder Woman right now. I didn't know this. Her dad had passed on during armed service. Didn't explain it, and she said she always wound up watch the video really, and she talked about why she picked up this, and it's an amazing video. Please check it out. I'm excited for that. I'm excited for all the Disney stuff that's coming out for Star Wars. That's coming soon. And again, remember these things are sometimes connected. I didn't even read this one because there was so much news. Go ahead, Michael. Let's see what the best-selling thing is about. So it's a children's book, and I want to read that.
All right. Tomi Adeyemi's New York Times best-selling novel Children of Blood and Bone is being developed by Lucasfilm in partnership with 20th Century Studios. This coming-of-age adventure follows a young African girl's quest to restore magic to her forsaken people, the Magi. And then we have more brand new series or feature with acclaim.
Well, no, that was the same thing.
Yeah.
It got captured together. I want to know what the brand new Star Wars thing. We just don't have enough. And I don't know if I know this filmmaker. So
he's the one that did Ragnarok.
Oh, okay.
And What We Do in the Shadows.
That could be really cool because that could add humor to Star Wars that we haven't seen. I want a Quentin Tarantino Star Wars film.
Oh yeah.
I want to just be the dark side. Samuel L. Jackson, motherfucking calling this a laser. It's a fucking plasma sword. Motherfucker. Say laser sword again. I dare you. I dare you. Say laser sword one more time.
Excuse me.
Off the rails, folks. Off the rails. We're going to be banned from Disney. They're going to be like, no, you don't even get Disney Plus.
That or you're going to see like the dark side with Quentin Tarantino. There's Samuel L. Jackson. Pulling a laser sword. I devil don't dare you. You're up, Michael.
All right. Willow, an original series from Lucasfilm starring Warwick Davis, with pilot directed by John M. Chu, is coming in 2022 to Disney Plus.
So what do you guys think? Willow was a pretty big thing, and they're not talking about rebooting it, which I think is interesting. Okay.
Willow from like the 90s?
I'm trying here.
Okay, I watched Willow, I don't know, a couple months back. And to me, it still stands up. I think it's still a pretty good film.
I want to see the girl grow up. I want to see what she becomes. The whole movie's about her becoming something. It's like Saving Private Ryan. It all made sense when you realize that guy was so sweet, and he cries at the end at the grave, and he has that moment with his family, and you're like, okay, like he must have been a good dude because look at him, look at the family around him. He lived a good life. It'd be fucked up if I saw Willow just doing drugs. Like the whole series about her doing like toad.
It's her. She comes there, brings the wand to Willow. Willow looks at the wand and just throws it over his shoulder.
Like she's rude about everything. She's like a millennial. But back then it would be like a centennial. You know, like these centennials are killing me, Meredith. It's like, what's wrong with Rob today? You're up, Meredith.
All right, here we go. Lucasfilm is in pre-production of the next installment of Indiana Jones. At the helm is James Mangold, director of Ford versus Ferrari, and Indy himself, Harrison Ford, will be back to continue his iconic character's journey. Adventure arrives July 2022. Man, will you let the man retire? Damn. No, I am not excited about this.
I was excited about this because they did do on ABC the old man Ford series where they did show the younger one. which I thought would be cool, as long as they don't bring back Shia LaBeouf. And I love you, Shia. Like you're a roided out motherfucker who's crazy. I love you,
dude. But, I like this as a performance artist. That's bad.
Like he's awesome. He's like, do it. He's like talking about how he got raped, and everyone's like, dude, why didn't you just kick her off? I was in the moment. So does that mean you were going with, like, you have to explain this to me, like, why would you just allow that? And it's weird. It's like, and why would someone do that to someone? I don't know. I'm so confused by Shia LaBeouf, but he's great to watch.
Shia LaBeouf is confused by Shia LaBeouf.
He's better than the Kardashians. They should put a camera on him and just follow him. Put him up with that guy. He was in 48 Hours. No.
No. You're thinking of Gary Busey.
Gary Busey.
Yeah.
Gary Busey, Shia LaBeouf, and Flava Flav. And we have the people that we have. We have the next Kardashians.
I might actually tune in for that.
No?
Just because it would be a train wreck.
Right? And then just
but see, you have to take Gary Busey away from his new show as pet judge.
That's okay. We'll be fine taking it. No one's watching it anyway, so they wouldn't.
Meredith, like what? Yes, on Amazon Prime, Gary Busey has pet judge.
Yeah.
Oh Lord.
And no one knew, and they still won't. Like they're gonna erase that from their memory once that right away. See, the thing I think, if you do like an old man, like you remember the movie where he has with his dad, who is Sean Connery. What if he's the Sean Connery role in this movie, and you have a younger adventurer coming up? Same like Tom Hiddleston.
The last one though, isn't it?
Tom Hiddleston. Have Tom Hiddleston in Uncharted meet Indy. There we go. I just saved your franchise. And do not have him nuked in a fridge again, please. Put him in a microwave this time so it can be over.
Just this time Indy is going around, damn hippies.
Yeah. Get a job. All right, here we go. Meredith, you get the top. Michael, get the bottom.
All right. Leslie Headland brings a new Star Wars series to Disney Plus with The Acolyte. The Acolyte is a mystery thriller that will take viewers into a galaxy of shadowy secrets and emerging dark side powers in the final days of the High Republic era.
So everything that you hated about, not The Last Jedi, but The Last Jedi, where they went off on the casino adventure, is now going to be an animated series. Yep. And Meredith, that's the perfect look for that show. Michael, you're up.
Lucasfilm Animation is teaming up with Lucasfilm's visual effects team, Industrial Light and Magic, to develop a special Star Wars adventure for Disney Plus, a droid story. This epic journey will introduce us to a new hero guided by R2-D2 and C-3PO.
Didn't we have this in the 80s?
It was called Droids.
Thanks for taking me back to my childhood. All right. This is cool about Lando, the galaxy's favorite scoundrel.
Yeah.
Thank you, scoundrel. Lando Calrissian will return in Lando, a brand new event series for Disney Plus in early stages of development. I think that could be interesting. I would like to see what Lando was up to. I liked Solo. I know a lot of people didn't like Solo, but
I like Solo. I'm sorry.
And he was good. Like Lando was good in that. So I would like to see that character maybe have like one of those things where he throws back to different time periods. That would be kind of cool, like his younger adventures as well. When he screwed over the Solo and had him put in an ice cube for a while.
Well, how did he get to be so important in Cloud City? That would be interesting to find out.
Yep. And here we go. Meredith, this kind of feels good for you. I think this is perfect for you to read right now.
A sneak peek at Star Wars The Bad Batch, an all-new animated original series from Lucasfilm Animation, coming soon to Disney Plus.
And they're going to be also doing this thing, and Star Wars Visions, an original series of animated short films, celebrates Star Wars Galaxy through the lens of the world's best Japanese animators. I'll be honest, I hate when they do this. I'm not an anime fan. I hate the anime style, and I know people who write in and get mad about that. Whatever. It is what it is. It's not a fucking laser sword. This is. I didn't like what they did to Batman. I didn't like anything they did to it. I thought it was horrible. That Batman film where they actually made it all anime was trash to me. So I'm worried about this.
I didn't see that one. I remember it, but I didn't get to see it.
Even The Matrix, when they tried to make the Matrix
anime.
Oh man, I'm not a fan, but we'll see. This is big news. All right. You might like that. Oh, no, you didn't like Clone Wars, Meredith. I'm going to give this to Michael.
Hayden Christensen returns as Darth Vader, joining Ewan McGregor and Obi-Wan Kenobi. The original series begins 10 years after the dramatic events of Revenge of the Sith and is coming to Disney+.
That could be interesting. And
so Hayden Christensen's going to dress up as Darth Vader?
Yeah,
or
Vader.
Okay. Is he going to try to do the James Earl Jones voice? That's what I want to know.
It'd be funny if he hasn't gotten there yet. Setting on the dial, like in his he hasn't put on the James Earl Jones yet. Like at the end of the series, he'll be like, "Fuck you, Kenobi. I'm Val Vader."
His translator is oh man,
you've met my translator. Now I sound like I'm not even me anymore. You damn son of a bitch.
I think this is going to be Hayden Christensen kind of appearing to Obi-Wan Kenobi in kind of visions or something.
Well, you can't. He's not dead yet. Unless they're doing that weird thing they did.
Well, no, not necessarily.
Where they did with Rey and Ben, where they're like,
yeah,
you the shower, Ben? Maybe.
But sadly, man, that puts a lot into it because then that would.
He's got.
I guess he always knew Obi-Wan was still alive.
Meredith, right? This is the hole. This is the hole that fans fall into. See him falling right now.
Well, you wanted me to read it.
I know. And I knew it would get you. All right, so here's some more sizzle for you kids. Everything I did it for the Rebellion. And or on original series in the Star Wars universe is streaming in 2022. It's all Star Wars. It's all. That's it. It's like Star Wars. Like Disney Plus is going to be soon Star Wars Plus.
Yeah.
They're like tripling down on this. And they don't even have any energy. And there's the Rangers of the New Republic, a new series set within the timeline of The Mandalorian is coming. Remember those guys who recently followed Mando? They're getting their own series. Like that's how big. Like soon it's not going to be Star Wars. It's going to be the Mando timeline.
I just wish I really would like it if they just go back before the prequels.
They are.
Are they?
They announced it. The Old Republic.
Ah, okay. That's right. We did talk about that.
Yeah, it's all over.
There's so much Star Wars stuff. I can't keep it up. I have to file it somewhere in my brain office or something.
And Meredith, remember your Rosario Dawson comment? It's come back to bite you. Because look what happened. That is right. I am so excited. I'll even let Meredith read this. Go ahead.
Ahsoka, new original series starring Rosario Dawson and set within the timeline of The Mandalorian is coming to Disney Plus.
I am so excited about this. I'm like, oh, stop! Like I was a schoolgirl. All right. And this is just, it has something to do with FX, but this is why I put it in. Look what else is going on FX. There you go.
All right. Alien is currently in development at FX Networks. The first TV series based on the classic film series is held by Fargo and Legion's Noah Hawley. Or Hawley? Expect a scary thrill ride set not too far in the future here on Earth.
I'm in. Like, especially, hold on. What if it hits Congress first? No one complained. I was like, maybe we'll get a stimulus then.
Yeah, I would hold my breath.
I know, right? Even still, then it would be the rich people getting the tax break. Ironheart actually cast Dominique Thorne as Ree Williams in the Disney series. So we already know who the actress is going to be. This is exciting stuff. We'll see. Ironheart's one of those characters that you can feel they're just like, no, you're going to like this character. You know when they have that? You know when they have that character they try to force down your throat, Jar Jar Binks, where they want you to wind up loving the character and it being the character that no one cares about, that 8th Brady kid. You know who I'm talking about. You know who. And the 7th, by the way, was the dog. So don't anyone try to correct me. I was counting right. The cat doesn't count as a family member. This is sad news. Like, we have to stop laughing for a second to acknowledge that Tommy Tiny. I know I can't. Tommy Tiny Lister, Fifth Element, and Friday WWF star. I don't know why they put him as a WWF star. He was there for 5 minutes, but he was with a Hogan in a film. Maybe that's why, because they actually did a movie back then. Passed away at 62. This so far does not seem like it's COVID related. He had COVID and already got over it.
They said there's some COVID symptoms supposedly he was showing. So
yeah, so they're worried it might have been a second. Well, this would be the first time we've ever heard of someone getting it the second time and dying from it.
One thing, if you don't mind, this guy used to come here to Baton Rouge, and he would partner with a bishop we had here, and he would actually ride his bike up and down the street in some of the neighborhoods, and people on the side of the court, just talking to people, kind of, interacting with them, trying to help out the community. And he would be riding down the street on his bike, and they would flip people out seeing Debo coming down the street on a bike. So he definitely had a heart of gold, as big as he was and as mean as he played sometimes. But he's probably my favorite president out of any movie.
I can't go there with you, but I did appreciate him as an actor, and I'd seen him doing interviews, and I'd heard about his charitable works. Definitely someone that we lost. The giant heart is not easy to replace. You can get anyone to be an asshole, but someone who can show heart, like the thing you said and all that. And everyone had always talked very, very highly of him. I expect Hogan to put out a message about him shortly. This just broke this morning, unfortunately. It happened, I think, late last night in California, which would have been very late for us here on the East Coast. So sad news today. And why is it comics news? Of course, because Fifth Element tie-in. And a lot of creators grew up watching either Friday, who hasn't seen Friday, or has grown up with the Fifth Element. Come on. And it's sad when someone passes. And then this is Kevin Feige teases more Marvel characters popping up in Disney, and that's brought to us by thecomicbook.com. Check it out. And someone said, I don't think anyone sees the comments. No, it's the news. Have you ever seen the news? Read comments, Facebook. No, they don't stop and read comments. That's the entertainment block. So we're moving on here. And this is sad
but
news.
That said comedy series.
What's that?
That said comedy series.
Oh, there's a comedy series.
Oh, okay. Marvel characters popping up in a
no. It's going to be a comedy show.
Oh, okay.
But like the comic was. Remember?
Oh, okay. I got you.
Don't know why it took Michael so long to catch up with the rest of us kids.
Hey, I'm still stuck on the pickup truck thing. So.
Remember the whole alternate covers? She'll rip up your X-Men.
Yeah, no, I remember.
She's not going to be the Savage She-Hulk, and that was what she used to be called in the bedroom. Meredith, you're up.
Well, already there. Daredevil fans disappointed over no news out of Disney Investor Day 2020. Aww.
But supposedly the actor Charlie Cox, and that's his name, I'm not having fun, actually is supposedly, and it wasn't just covered by We Got This Covered, but real sites are saying that he's actually going to be part of the new Spider-Man movie. So he's going to be the lawyer. So stay tuned. Here's something just not about Marvel for 5 seconds. So here we go.
Comic book preview, Second Coming, Only Begotten Son #1. Ahoy Comics is set to launch The Second Coming. Check it out on flickeringmyth.com.
So it's basically what if Superman, and there's nothing wrong with that, that's comics, but this is like what if Superman, I guess, wasn't loved by the planet. Maybe he was just the kid they threw in and we're like, oh, we don't want you on our planet anymore. No, I'm kidding. Check out the preview. Everyone was like, wait a minute, what if they just shot that kid out because they didn't like him? Like, what if it was like an ugly baby and they sent them to Earth? You go back like the Twilight Zone, so all those hideous pig face people.
Oh my God.
And here's Disney Plus also gives us a trailer, and we know from this, but Looper gave us some credit. Here you go, Meredith. Some actual comic news.
All right, Newswatch. Image Comics announces new series, Shadecraft, from the creative team of the Eisner-nominated ... You're going to have to go to comic-watch.com.
And this all came to us because of the Disney Investor Day, and here we go. Disney Plus is getting 2 Mandalorian. Mandalorian's getting spin-offs already. How big of a boost is this to the Star Wars franchise? Like, you have Star Wars fans who don't complain about Mandalorian, except for Michael.
Hey, not so much now. I mean, they finally pulled it back, but
Doctor Strange, we saw about Rachel McAdams directly from there. And that was from comicbook.com. And again, we saw this already, comicbookmovie.com, but we tried to give some love. And Alien we found from the direct Disney Twitter line, but that was from comicbook.com. And here's the Rogue Squadron movie coming from the Wonder Woman director. And there we go. Now, I wonder when this is going to take place. Will this be the guys getting blown up trying to follow Luke? This guy Luke's dangerous, man. Following him gets you killed. I don't know why Cheech and Chong would be in it, but it'd be so much better if they were. And this one's just for Luke.
Oh,
this is just for Luke, our fellow founder over at Terraform. Luke, if you're watching, Sister Act number 3 is officially coming to Disney Plus.
That's all I can say about that.
And that was Friday's news. That was just today's news. Let's get to Thursday. All right, here we go. Meredith, this is going to be a little bit more on our normal beat of comics news. That's the end of the Disney dump for now. So go ahead, Meredith, you're up.
So we've got Chuck Scout's published comic book that explores concept of bravery. And this is in collaboration with the publishing house Argo. Check that out on english.radio.cz.
Now, I think it's cool because this is, of course, from the Czech is not from here. I have an artist who's actually from there. It's from the former Czechoslovakia. Got broken into 2 parts, if I'm not mistaken with my history, and Czech is one side of it. And I thought this was cool. I love doing things from across the world because so many people think that only Americans make comics. That is grossly untrue and is actually dangerous. And we're going to let Michael talk a little bit about John's stuff right now. And Meredith, take over the board for a minute. I just got to take a quick run.
Yep.
All right. In creating my Bloodwing Angel comic, I'm faced with the challenge of who my adult readers are. Do I have to be concerned about choosing to aim the series at either males or females? A central element is that an angel is both male and female, and that an angel transformed into the human world will reflect both physically and emotionally. I'm comfortable writing the story arcs for such a character, but are comic book readers willing to read something that is narrowly focused on only action or personality-driven stories? You want to check out John Celesti's stuff over at Indiegogo.com.
All right. And Rob wants me to take over the board, but I don't have control over the...
Oh, okay.
Commercial.
The share screen. Commercial. You got it. Let me see. Where am I in my usual room? All right, this is terrible.
Take over the... Here, I'll move it up while you look for something for a bump. And
yeah,
I'll be back.
I've got a bump for you. Here we go. We'll be right back. At Geek Insider, we foster relationships with those in the geek sphere so we can give our audience the insider view of entertainment, tech, and more. And while we're doing bumps, I just want to give a little love to Creativity and Progress.
Have you ever wanted to be part of a writer's room? Come join us on Creativity in Progress every Monday night at 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific on Twitch and YouTube, the CIP network, where creativity comes to life.
I thought creativity came to life when actually buying a comic. Just kidding. Just kidding.
You know what? I was actually on their show, and it's really cool. It's a lot of fun. What they do is they kind of roll the dice, and they create characters from that. So they create characters, genre, scenery, I think it is. And then basically what they do is we kind of collaborate with each other, and we just throw out ideas. And while we're doing that, they've got Ari, who actually draws live, and her characters are just amazing based on what she's hearing from us.
Cool.
Yeah.
Now, it should be said, I do want to mention this because someone had sent me a private text, and they were like, how come you guys are being so sarcastic? This isn't supposed to be the news program. This is weekended. So this is deliberately meant to be more satire, and we talked about it. We want it to be a more fun program. While the news itself, when we just do a plainer news program, will be a little bit drier. Just as a heads up, this is meant to look at the entire week, and if we have time, we go to Mondays and all the days of the week. We started with the Disney dump, so that is in a nutshell. This was meant to be more like the Breakfast Brunch, but taking on the entire week. And the Breakfast Brunch actually takes on just a few headlines. So that's the difference in these. And because it's been so slow lately, we've had to do a lot more work on Friday. We don't get to pick and choose like we would really like to. Eventually, this Friday program will be us catching up with the headlines, because you don't see a lot get dumped on Thursdays. It's rare that so much got dumped on Thursday. I don't think I've seen Thursday be so active before, since we've been doing the news for years. This was just a Thursday that was. Tonight we'll get active sometimes, but it's usually people getting fired. And then you'll get trailer stuffs over the weekend. But this was a big week, so that's why you're seeing it. So eventually in the future, news on Fridays will always be Michael's show. I just wanted to mention that. Michael, this is going to be his, and we've made this format more fun to match his personality and to get that, because he's got a good personality, and Meredith likes being on this. I hope to be at shows in the future like we did with the Breakfast Brunch next year on Fridays. So that's why we designed Fridays to be different. The regular news program will return during the week when we can actually sustain a show. Monday we did I had to do it solo, and I wound up doing the show for, I think, about 20 minutes. The 20 minutes was the backer pause this week, which wasn't even big enough to be backer pause. Just a slow time of the year, guys. Mm-hmm. So we're having fun on this, and this is not meant to be the normal news program. As it's not concise and down to the point. We're taking time and having fun with it, because that's what this show eventually will be. I just wanted to explain that for the people who are kind of confused. It's also why I stopped wearing the tie on this day, and I went back to my regular Friday, relaxed.
Casual Friday.
Casual Friday.
Because I realized by wearing the tie on, actually, that this version of our news, people might be thinking this is more serious. I don't want to wear ties on those shows that are not as serious. Hopefully, just as a nod to, hey, this is us relaxed and having fun. Because everyone's a wrap-up show. It's Friday. Exactly, it's Friday. We're supposed to be having fun. That's why we turn this into weekended. And the reason we don't do it in prime time is no one gives a shit in prime time. On Fridays, you all want to go out and have fun. We do it early in the day, and we meet back on Sunday, and we talk about the headlines of the entire week. I do hope this show goes back down to about an hour, but we have to get into every day of the week. All right, I'm done explaining that. Here we go. DC's Damian Wayne gets a new costume. I'm pretty excited about that. I'm not sure how I feel about it, but it's interesting.
One of my favorite, if not my favorite Robin, so definitely interested.
Meredith, I'll give you this one.
All right. Zorro getting female-led reboot on NBC from Robert Rodriguez and Sofia Vergara.
I know we're going to have to pause here and have this conversation, so go for it. Who wants to start it?
Why?
Well, let's just talk about something about Sophia. Sophia's got a unique body.
Yeah.
A body that most people won't have around her. It would be like making The Rock Zorro in a place where there's only The Rock looking like The Rock. And I've said this about Batman. With Batwoman, making her black on what has been a very white show up until this point could be problematic when you introduce another black character, because she might stick out. And that's why the new Batman, which we'll get to in the news eventually, has his identity actually hidden by wearing a face shield. And they suddenly came out in the news and said he's going to be black. And every comic book fan was like, duh, we knew about this for months. This is kind of interesting. A female figure, like she's kind of, what's the appropriate word? Because, I mean, this show's been nothing but appropriate.
Voluptuous.
Yes. She has
curvy.
Yes. She has
Va-va-voom.
I like va-va-voom.
She has a silhouette that can be seen for miles around.
Just so, a rabbit.
Yes. So how is she going to try to tie him down? Is she going to act like a dude? Like, how does this work? I'm so confused, but I'll tune in just to see how they try to do it. But I'm going to call it, and we have to get in actual moving motion. We should get some motions, Meredith. Some motions when something goes wrong, and I want train wreck or like dumpster, like the dumpster that's floating away. We have to get the floating away dumpster on fire.
But my question, I'm going to take it from a different angle. Is anybody interested in Zorro?
I am. I actually I like Zorro.
I like the character.
Yeah, I like the character, but it's been several years, and he was Mexican independence and everything, and I don't know if that's going to translate as well nowadays, for one. For 2, every time they try to bring Zorro back, it kind of falls on his face, doesn't it? Think about what was the Antonio Banderas one?
I like that one first off, but I do want to say, isn't Zorro taking place in Texas? I believe it's set in Texas. Am I wrong about that?
I thought it was Mexican, during the Mexican independence.
Well,
I thought it was like basically like a border war type of thing.
Well, that's my question, because, like, for instance, the Lone Ranger, they tried to bring the Lone Ranger back. That failed miserably. Of course, there's probably reasons for that. No.
California. Sorry, it wasn't Texas. It was California. Yeah, and they
okay.
Okay. And it has to do with that conflict as America took over territories that were once owned by Mexico.
Mm-hmm.
And they're trying to usher in a new era where the U.S. government is taking over, but they're stuck with the Mexican evil overlords. It was kind of an interesting. I forgot when it was made, but it's been around for a very long time, Zorro.
Oh yeah.
And it was you could tell it was written by the people who'd been affected by it. For some reason, I thought Texas. I apologize for that, but it was actually.
Hey, I thought Mexico.
Well,
I mean,
it wasn't Mexico.
They do have a border with Mexico.
Yeah.
Yes, but it was Spanish rule, because at that point, Spain actually still owned it. So it wasn't even Mexico at that point. I'm sorry. I was wrong about that. It says it right here. It was actually Spanish rule, and now I remember it, because I am a fan of Zorro, but I never got too much into that because I like the swashbuckling. I love swords. Highlander, I'm in. Zorro. I thought Zorro was always clever. He was sarcastic. He was kind of cool. And he hit his face a little bit, and it always made you kind of wonder, because he changed his voice a little bit. I think he gave himself an accent in some that he doesn't have in the other ones. Like when he's playing the one character, he gives himself an accent that he doesn't have on the reverse. I remember a TV movie where there were 2 Zorros, and one of them broke the leg, and the Putz like sheriff that they had, they're not calling him a sheriff, he's something else. But I remember he walks into the room and he's like, "Yay, the Zorro clearly broke his leg. And if I stepped on yours, you would clearly have a problem." He stamps on his leg, and his leg really is broken. So then he has to play it over. He's like, "Oh, that's so funny." He's like sweat coming down because he's really hurt. I like Zorro. So, but making, again, why? You have to, and it all depends. Is Zorro taking place in the 19th century? Then it being a woman, you have to start being like, whoa, how would a woman have been that trained? Now, of course, in the Zorro movie, and I'm going down the hole now. This is making fun of him with the Star Wars, but I'm going down the hole now. But in the movie, Zorro's daughter, the original Zorro's daughter, who was played by what the hell's his name? And I'm losing his name now. And I love this actor.
Google it.
No, hold on. It's on my wall because he has a quote that I love. Be right back.
What are we talking
Anthony Hopkins.
about? I thought, the Mask of Zorro movie. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was Catherine Zeta-Jones, wasn't it?
Yeah. Now, I mean, you put her in a Zorro outfit, you're going to know who she is. There's just certain women whose body, like Pamela Anderson, you'll know. Dolly Parton. It's Dolly Parton. I know who that is.
Yeah.
Like
but Catherine Zeta-Jones, she was slender enough to pull it off.
True.
I think with Sofia Vergara, I think I'd like to see her and how she's training. So if I saw some, like behind the scenes type of things and like what she's doing as far as character development and stuff. You
know what they should also train her to do for this upcoming project? Act.
Golly. See, that's the thing. That's what's bothering me the most. It's because I'm thinking.
Say that.
I'm picturing her character from Modern Family, Gloria, with the. I'm not going to do it. But I mean, it's going to be hard. She's stereotyped into that role, so it's going to be very hard.
Like
to see.
Ann Drescher playing female Zorro. You're going to know who Ann Drescher is.
Yeah,
that's like you're Zorro. No, Ann, you're definitely Zorro. It was like when they made fun of it in Ryan Reynolds' Green Lantern. She's like, "You put on a little mask and you don't think I know who you are. I had sex with you." I was like, "Oh, damn." Sex. Imagine that, baby. And now we get to see them. So Michael Oden, or Moden as we call him around here, says Elysian Fields softbound a SAG camp. Every time someone says softbound, it gets me. I like the hardbound better. Collective Kickstarter is closing in on half of its goal. Keep this going and push indie creators. I don't understand that one. push indie creators, it's your book mode. And we're going to ask you next time you're on the show, what indie creators are you pushing with your book?
So mean.
But definitely check it out. This is a deluxe collector's edition you're going to want to own. Who's a Doctor Who fan in here?
I used to be.
Why do I pick both of you to do these? I swear.
I know, but the only problem is
this show is brought to you by Haterade.
I don't hate.
Fine.
I love the whipping. I love the whipping angels and the weeping angels.
The whipping angels. I want to see. Like they're just kicking cans.
I think I would pay for whipping angels.
Doctor Who set photos revealed.
Go back to John Celestri's more adult work. So yeah, they're weeping angels on set. All right, we're done. Meredith, you're up.
For the past couple of days, I've been using Dave Chappelle's Unforgiven performance to highlight the need for understanding creative contracts. Today, I'd like to take a look at the idea of losing the right to use your own name, and that is by Gamal Hennessy. Very interesting.
Like you wake up one day and you can't be you?
No, wait a minute. Tina Turner kind of went through that, didn't she?
Wrestlers go through that as well. They spend this whole career building a name for themselves, and they suddenly can't because it's not their legal name. So I tell everyone, when you're non de plumes, be very careful when you're signing a contract under your non de plume. No one can take your God-given name. There's no law that cannot stop you from using your God-given name. Some people have gone as far as to actually change their name to their stage names to be able to then sort of be empowered back. And I want to say Dave Chappelle, I want to say it's his real name, and he still had trouble.
Well, I think that, like with Tina Turner, I think the deal was with Ike Turner having his last name. Right.
Yeah, it wasn't really her. Like even Tina's not a real name.
But look at Alice Cooper. I think he changed his name legally to Alice Cooper.
Yes, because of record things. So, and obviously Dave Chappelle got to use his name, but it's that close. He can't do a show called The Chappelle Show anymore because they've trademarked it. Like he's lost that, and you have to be mindful. I'm telling you, I've been on both sides of contracts. Meredith's been in the room with me creating it, and I create contracts to basically tell you don't fuck with us. That's how a contract should be. This is what happens if you fuck with the contract. But you shouldn't take more than you need to. And taking someone's name, I'd never want that. I don't even want to be. The only reason is in Terraform that we'd want to own IP is if we're investing money. If we're investing money into it, then yes, we should have ownership. I'm not going to make something for you and give it away. No, I do that enough on these shows with these brilliant ideas that come out of my mind that Marvel and Disney get for free. You know, I'm not going to do that for the comic book industry. But imagine that, someone taking your name. How messed up is that?
Well, it goes to show you maybe you should name a show after your name. Yep. So that's got to be rule number one there, huh?
Yeah, you got to be careful.
Especially if you don't own the network.
Yeah.
This confused me. I'll give Michael this because I don't think he hates hedgehogs, but we'll find out in a second.
Well, there was this time in summer camp. Netflix announces Sonic the Hedgehog animated series.
Now this is what I don't get. The second movie's in production.
Uh-huh.
I've seen this before where they make something that doesn't match up. We've seen that, like Super Mario Brothers. When my generation was growing up and we got this brand new Super Mario Brothers cartoon show, and it had nothing to do with that. It was these weird plumbers. Lou Albano, and I knew him from wrestling, was suddenly Mario. And it was. I mean, even at the time, I kind of enjoyed it because I realized in the sarcasm and funny that was coming out of me that this was horrible TV, and there was something funny about it being horrible TV. Like, and I don't even know who Luigi was, but like, I know it was a mess. But then they made it even worse, and they made a movie out of it, and you were like, oh god,
did they? Oh yeah.
Oh,
I have to say, wait, Lou Albano was in the movie. Whoa. I thought, oh, okay. I thought it was like
one of those moments where they've had a cartoon. You're in the middle of production of a movie. Why would Sega allow this? Like, I think that's weird.
I don't think it's Sega anymore. I think actually,
no, Sega owns it.
I thought Nintendo had Sonic.
Nope, they are allowed to use Sonic, but Sega still owns this. You watch the movie or anything like that, they only have a limited way to use Sonic as well. They use them in crossover games and Nintendo games, but Sega still they licensed it basically.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So, but I thought this was a bad move. What do you guys think? Is it too much to have a series, a cartoon series like Ghostbusters? Remember when Ghostbusters? Oh, I'm sure I'm the only one who's old enough in here to know that. But when Ghostbusters, I liked the movie, and then I saw the TV show. It took me a minute because they were different. They were very different. Again, seeing the movie adaptation, and then why did Egon go blonde hair and have like at the time you could only call it an afro?
I think there's a difference here because we're looking at a character that is secondly iconic, secondly than Mario. So he's not known for that movie per se. Okay. And I think, he's had what 4 cartoon series before.
Probably
this?
4. Kind of the foreign ones that probably are out there.
Yeah, there's a whole bunch.
Do you think it's okay, even though you're making a movie?
Yeah, I think it'd be fine. Now I don't know if it's going to catch on to people. I hope they do it well. If they do it well, it's going to be fine. If it's Sonic the Hedgehog Roar, we've got problems.
Comicbook.com, bros. Meredith, you're up.
All right. Many thanks to the Comic Book and Movie Reviews site for this Future Primitive interview. And the Kickstarter page is, make sure you head over to Kickstarter. That's what I mean. The descriptions, guys. If you're putting it out there, please give us something to read because I have no idea what this is about.
How would you fix this? Like, not knowing this, just off like it's an interview. Because I'll give a suggestion of how I'd fix this. Because we do pick on it, but we don't ever give the answer, and I can tell you how to make this better.
It's just I need some kind of a description about the book, and then tease the link. And I'm looking at this. I'm looking at the art, and that's fine and good. But if you're listening on a podcast, you're not going to see this art. Yeah. So what the hell?
I've seen other creators do this, and I've done it myself. I had the opportunity to sit down with Comic Book Review, and we got to talk about the future primitive, and all other things geek related. You should really check this out. I thank them for their time and see my thoughts on just not my current Kickstarter, but as well some geekdom stuff. And that's enough to get people to want to click. This sounds like you only talked about the Kickstarter. There's a reason during all these interviews they don't just talk about the movie they're in. They talk about other stuff to make it relatable, to make it stand out from all the other press junk and stuff. And I think that's what Meredith's trying to say, right?
Yeah, pretty much. It's just people connect with people. They don't connect with things. They have to like you. They have to listen to it. Give them that pitch, which is very important, and give them a reason to click the link. I mean, because without all of that, there's no reason to.
If you want me to read more, you got to give me reason to read more.
Yeah.
Speaking of reading more, Michael, you're up with the news that was not news for any comic book fan.
DC Comics announced that Tim Fox is the new Batman of Future State.
Honestly, was anyone surprised that this was happening?
No, but I'm glad to see, and it looks like they're going to do exactly what you say, that they're actually going to connect it and make it a reason on why he's black.
Yeah, and he's a different character, and I like it. Well, again, there's that.
I assume since his name is Tim Fox, he's related to Lucius Fox.
Well, wasn't Tim Fox? Stop me if I'm wrong, but isn't Tim Fox the son
of Lucius?
Of Lucius Fox?
That would make sense. Perhaps I can't remember.
I thought he had 2 sons. One, of course, became I forgot. Batwing. One became Batwing, and I don't think it was Tim, but I think this is the other brother. So I'd expect Batwing to have died, because this is Future State. And I like the fact that he covers his identity. It's acknowledging that, hey, maybe a black character would stick out more because there might be less black characters that we've shown in this series, and maybe it'd be easier to connect. So, I mean, if you just do a white guy, there's millions of white guys, right? In Gotham. So I think he's trying to do more to hide his identity. And to be honest with you, the white guy should probably hide his identity now anyway. Because why give away what colored skin you are? That's to hide your identity? Again, I'd set the bad voice to James Earl Jones. They're never going to know who I am now. Samuel Jackson. Not a fucking laser. So we got some art here.
Somebody hurt you, huh?
Here we go. This art's pretty badass, actually, from Alex, and I'll give it to Michael to read. Go ahead.
Chuck Gibson expressed interest in practicing his shading skills on NRG's pencils, and we were happy to grant his wish. As you can see, he really added his own flair to Juan's World's pencils on issue 0 of Xenar. Be sure to support him as you would us. Hashtag indie support. That's from Alex Dahl.
Okay, there's one problem I will say about all this. They never gave me the elevator pitch to the book.
No, I have no idea what's going on.
Mhm.
They didn't tell me about this. Is an opportunity to tell people about your book, and you haven't said, this is going to be for my upcoming comic. Never gives the title. Shit like that drives me crazy. The whole reason you did this was to build a fan base about the comic, and you forgot to mention your comic. Not well done. And the Alien TV series we already covered. A cool video from Dwayne the Showtime Robinson, and more Zorro book. And here's a sketchbook from Catch the Crazies and Sister Act 3. Here's some big news I wanted to talk about. And I think this is in the Wednesday roundup as well. Rob Liefeld returns to Deadpool for the 30th anniversary. Recently, someone had actually taken a shot at Rob Liefeld, saying he hadn't worked in the industry. Yeah. And here he is back again. I don't understand why people poop on Rob Liefeld. It's not like he's saying they're laser swords.
Well, you haven't seen Rob Liefeld do a book since last month. So, I mean, it's been a while.
I know, right?
It's because we have this show, we have certain other things here, but we don't have like Wizard Magazine anymore pushing these people, showing us what they're up to all the time.
Well,
so
if it's not in your Facebook feed, it's not happening, right?
Yeah, that's what it seems like, right? But and so I guess Liefeld has kind of gotten lost in the shuffle, maybe to some people. He's still front and center for me, constantly attacking Liefeld.
You know how I constantly say this comicbook.com, CBR, all that stuff, guys?
Yeah, no, it doesn't work.
They cover comics even deeper than we do. We've re-invited the mainstream to be part of these shows because we realized and acknowledged this year that comics are comics. There shouldn't be a divide between the levels of creation. We should just do the Comics Newswire. But you guys, you don't click on comicbook.com. Half of you aren't educated. You're not even showing up to this show for the full show. I see you. Blink in and out, 10 minutes until you get bored. Maybe you should be bored a little bit and watch the whole show to be educated and know what's going on in your industry. Do you think Wall Street doesn't watch every show that's about their industry? Half of you don't know what's going on. That's why you miss the point, because you're not taking the time, and I'm scolding people now, you're not taking the time to know the industry. You're not. I watch other people's shows all the time. We had Chuck on this week, who has started a brand new show. He's in our rundown on the Comics Newswire. Main site, his video is talking about the industry, and he's having a go at it. But, we have to tune into these shows. YouTube lets you play things faster now. Play them at a faster speed. Slow down when you see something that grabs your attention, but understand it. That's it. I'm done. Go ahead, Michael.
Well, even still, if you can't keep up with everything, don't comment on it. That's it. That's really what it comes down to.
Meredith, you're up.
All right. So CromCon 9 we finished up with. We had a good time. And Pops Van Zandt is doing the official CromCon 10 sign up. So in the comments, make sure that you head over to Comic Related Madness, sign up for a 30-minute time slot. First come, first serve, 30-minute slots for individuals, 60-minute slots for teams. Please specify. And he's got a list there, and it looks like they're filling up pretty fast.
It's a weird weekend because usually we go to work on the 2nd, and this time there'll be a weekend on the 2nd, so it's a longer weekend. I wonder if that will help or hurt viewership on shows like this. We wish Pops the best of luck, and he always does it on the first weekend, so this isn't trying to go into anything.
And I think for CromCon 11, I saw an announcement that he's going to actually move that to the last weekend of the month for the next one.
Oh, okay. I wonder why he's doing that.
I think because he was looking at the calendar of his life and said there's a lot of stuff that happens on the first week of the month in his personal life, so he made a choice.
Hey, good for him. Mm-hmm. Real life continues to go on. He's done a lot. 10. He's done 10. Oh, look, he's actually in the chat room. He's at number 10 now. Yeah. And that's something to be said. A lot of these people have Not today, Pops. Pops said send me the link. We have to wrap this show up. We're actually getting into 20 minutes. Well, I can do that. You can talk to us about it on the Comics Brunch this Sunday at 11 a.m. if you want to come on.
Yeah, we'd love to have you.
To that, you can start hyping it up. We can talk about it on the brunch, but we do have to start wrapping the show up. We only have 20 minutes and a whole day to get through. So, but definitely credit to Pops, 10. He's done 10. I saw, and me and Meredith, and even Michael knows this. We've seen so many people start back in March, all these shows, and they all told us, I even heard people take shots at me. My show is going to be better than Rob's, blah, 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 blah. And all of a sudden, all these months later, and I told people in the beginning, let them talk. They won't be here at the end of the year. Sure enough, the end of the year, they're not here, but Pops is still here. Silverline's still doing their stuff. Geek Insider's still doing their stuff. Indie Volt's still doing their stuff. That's what I talk about. For these shows, show me that you could do something. We have put on a show outside of the time during the death of my mother, and even then I still had content every week. Even while my mother was sick, we put out at least a show a week. We only took off during the election because it was going to be a divisive time. We take off during the holidays. But every month you get something from all these sites. Silverline's still doing their stuff, right, Michael?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Every Wednesday night and Sunday night. We'll probably take a break at Christmas and then come back for the new year.
Pops does say that there are too many family events at the beginning of the month, which include wait a minute. I did not really look forward to when I started doing this, missed my son's birthday, my birthday in the chair. Yeah, you don't realize that. Like a lot of times I've been here during my birthday. I think my birthday, we actually did a show the day of my birthday. We actually launched, I believe, CNR and made it, CNW. We made it what it was officially on my birthday, and we didn't talk about it. I think the people I told do not mention my birthday. And we deliberately went around the fact it was my birthday because I didn't want it to be about me. And he's right. You know, you make these sacrifices to this. We don't get paid to do any of this, guys. Again, this is not a paid gig. No one's paying us. No one cares if we stop doing this on our own. And, you know, if we stop doing what we did tomorrow, no one's going to cry because they'll just get something else. We do it because we love comics. And there are some people, and I should say this because I'm sounding kind of like a dick. There are people who really appreciate what I do. And I don't mean to cut them off. I just meant that there would be someone who fills the hole. It takes a lot to dedicate yourself to do something monthly like we've seen from people like Pops, and it's just credit to him that he does it. So that's it for that, and I appreciate what you do, and I hope you keep doing it. For some reason, our whole thing got messed up. I'm going to have to go in here and fix this around. The dates in here got screwed up because I was looking for Wednesday, and it's there's a chunk of it that seems to have fallen out. Coding today has not been my friend. Here we go. This is the Wednesday I'm looking for, though. And if it goes well, here we go. Wednesday's news. Like I said, we had some coding stuff. Go ahead, Meredith, while this loads.
All right. Black Panther's Chadwick Boseman to receive posthumous actor tribute at Gotham Awards. And
that was brought to us by a site. Oh, comicbook.com. I was going to say either comicbook.com or CBR. Sorry, the loading was a bit of an issue. Kid Chaos is up for you, Michael.
All right. Less than 2 days left to pledge to get the first issue of Kid Chaos #1. Please follow the link and make a pledge on the campaign page to get a copy and support the publication. The campaign?
Might as well give them the congratulations. 28 backers. Wow,
Yay.
28 backers got him $2,000. I'm doing something wrong.
Wow.
28 backers? I had to get 100 backers to make that kind of money. To be honest, kidding around aside, I'd rather 100 backers. Nothing against Jason Everett, but I'd want more and more backers. But congratulations, you got it over the finish line. Mm-hmm. And again, sometimes because we haven't had a lot of news to go during the week, like this Wednesday, we're going to blow through. We're going to get it done. So, but you'll see how quick it is. And creator news, did you guys notice less creators are talking about stuff right now? Even us at Terraform, we're sitting on stories. We talked about the comic strip here now because I told everyone I talked about it. We're not releasing it on Facebook until after the holidays. There's just something about your brain. It stops wanting, you just want to have a moment and just relax, you know? And holidays do that. I think people start taking a step back. They start breathing. What do you guys think?
Well, you have that winter lull. That kind of the outside is a little bit grayer, and it just kind of weighs on you. So there's that. You want to sleep more. I know I want to sleep. So,
Well, for us in Florida, it's not really cold.
Yeah.
The colder days I do find myself, and it's also everyone's talking about holiday shopping and all that. There's just something in the air this time of year, and then right after Christmas, everyone starts going shit. They start thinking about how they screwed up their year. Oh, mistakes they made, like damn. And then they start like, oh, is 2020 going to be better? And last year, everyone's like, 2020, oh, it's going to be great. Now I'm like 2021. I'm looking at you. I'm looking at you.
well, look, we have been having this problem since 2016. It was only gearing up to 2020. Hopefully, this was the finale.
But like it's now I'm just like, I don't know.
I don't want to know what the finale is. Okay, I just want a quiet 2021.
Let me tell you.
Let's hope it's
something really bad happened to me this week. Okay, really bad. My microwave 5 years went out on me. I was like, 2020, you bastard. How am I going to eat anymore? How could you take away the thing that makes the food? Oh, 2020, you bastard. You had that one more thing set up for me. Oh, well played, 2020. And
Rob, there's a thing called an oven.
Yeah.
Okay? You don't have to nuke like all the food.
You know, as a single dad, it's like, I got things to do, like mac and cheese in 2 seconds versus 20 minutes. No, Meredith, no.
Do it. It's better for you. Trust me.
No, I do cook, though. Kidding around aside, I do cook. I think the reason is, everyone will judge me for this, but whatever, fuck it. I think the reason it bothered me so much the microwave died, I got that microwave specifically for my son to sterilize his bottles. Mm-hmm. It was like the first choice I had made as a soon-to-be parent. It was about a lot of his safety, and I stressed about these things, car seats and all that. I would stress about it, but the microwave, I got the inverter one. It was the first time I really bought an appliance and cared about it when it wasn't a TV or a computer, which, by the way, I don't think should be considered an appliance. I think those should be just considered electronics. Don't know why they call them appliances on warranties, but whatever. But it was my son. It was going to do all that, and I remember all those memories. And I can say this now because we're in the middle of a video, and it's probably not going to get caught and watch this come back to bite me one day, but fuck it. You only live once. That was more reliable than my ex, and it was warmer too. It was warmer than my ex too. All right, moving on. Deadpool 20.
They did have a series called The Little Toaster. Rob, there you go. The little microwave.
Little toaster.
That'll be a comic strip in terraform. The life of the
Write it down.
You'll see bottles put in it, and it'll be a bright screen where the bottles are being made. You'll see happiness, and you'll see cake in it, and then you'll just see it dead.
Yeah. Well, maybe we could have a crossover with Iron Fish.
Iron Fish will be what kills. It'll be that someone puts Iron Fish in the microwave to eat it.
No!
The sparks. The sparks.
Save you, Iron Fish! Daredevil 25 has sold out at Marvel as they announce a second printing. We want more of this. And I know, again, guys with big trucks are very upset that there's a female Daredevil out there. And some people are like, why does he keep talking about trucks? Move to Florida and see who's driving the big trucks. And here's another cool video from our friend Dwayne Showtime Robinson. Star Wars, George Lucas says he sold Disney films to spend more time with his family. And recently he's gone to try to be part of Star Wars again. So apparently he doesn't have a great family.
Have you ever seen his daughter, though? His daughter was actually on, what was that with the robots? Did she fight the robots? Was it the rat battling robots? They make the,
yeah. I've seen her. She's
nerdy.
Do you think that it's seller's remorse?
Yes. I think after The Last Jedi, I'd remorse it too.
Oh my God.
It's Monday, Meredith. What does that mean?
It means another episode of My Godlings is up on Webtoons. Things are starting to heat up for Boomer and his friends.
I want to know if Boomer has a friend named Ray. No, not even a laugh, Meredith. Come on, that one was good.
That's our good buddy Aaron Humphreys, who did the prior rush for Silverline, and I think he's getting close to the end on that one.
Oh no! All right, Hawkeye's set reveals some photos that are.
Did he freeze?
Reveal? Yeah, I think so. Reveal return of Avengers Endgame characters. I want to check that out on comicbook.com. It'll be interesting to see. I'm kind of excited to see. I don't remember what her name is. It's playing Hawkeye's daughter. So that should be really fun.
The Bumblebee actress.
Yeah.
Don't know her name.
She was in something else too.
Bumblebee actress.
Haley Steinfeld.
That's all I know her from. She was in Bumblebee, the movie. She was good. I look forward to it. I'm excited. All right, Wonder Woman 1984, Patty Jenkins and Gal Gadot to tail Kristen Wiig's Cheetah. And if you haven't seen it, she kind of looks badass by the end of it.
Yeah, I'm interested. I'm excited for Wonder Woman 1984.
Yeah, I wish it was in 1991 though, or not 91, 96, 97. The fashion, the see-through, all the goth, that would have been cool. A goth Wonder Woman. DC, are you listening? Are you listening? This is free money I'm giving you. DC Wonder Woman goth. That's it. Some exciting news from.
I think I would like that. You know, I think of the 80s. You know, with the Aquanet and the mullets flying and the big hair and stuff.
Well, you had your kind of industrial scene with your Bauhaus and your punk and everything else. You could still do it. You could still do it, but that's not where they're going to go. That's not.
Hair bands. They even make a point where he's dressing up and he's like, oh, I can't even. He's wearing one glove. That's all I'm going to say. You're up, Meredith.
Oh, right. Oh, I saw that. Oh, my God. No, I was excited to see Wonder Woman 1984.
Not anymore.
Not anymore.
Just ruined it.
Talk about haterade, Rob.
Yeah, I'm still going to watch the movie. I might rent a theater to watch it with my friends because I can do that now. Rent an entire theater for just $100. One good thing about the pandemic, you can rent the theater for $100.
I love that idea. I don't know why they didn't do that for like birthday parties beforehand.
Because they could make a lot more money doing anything else but this. That's how bad it is. They're literally like, listen, if you guys want to throw a sex orgy, we're just going to close the door and walk away. Only 20 people, though. And let's be honest, it wouldn't be any stickier than after a regular movie.
Oh, we are off the rails.
I worked at a movie theater, and he's not lying.
We'll come back to the map maker in just a second, the kids thing after that. We'll do Black Cotton. Go ahead, Meredith.
Zion Cotton makes a tragic mistake and shoots an unarmed white woman in Black Cotton #1, set in an alternate reality where the social order of white and black is reversed. Order your copy using Diamond Code DEC 2016-50 from any comic book store.
And I'll pass this on over to Michael now to read the map maker.
All right, the map maker from Scoot.
And Richard Rivera. Okay, pre-order your copies of the Map Maker, the next hit series from Scoot, the all-ages imprint of Scout Comics. Creator Ben Slabak has delivered a fantastic high-seas adventure the whole family will enjoy. You can always check it out on previewsworld.com/catalog DEC 201664. And there we go, guys. So pretty exciting. We'll get back to it. We know about the Lucas thing. That was just announcing that there was going to be this event, and I said that we'd be back for it. Here we go. The Suicide Squad's James Gunn, who, of course, is now teasing Marvel with just a holiday special for Guardians of the Galaxy, reportedly unhappy about HBO Max movie premieres. So there's a big controversy now that the HBO Max DC by default are all putting out their movies same day as streaming and in the theaters. You can't blame DC, though. They want to put out content. How long do they want to wait for this all to be over? They can make money and build up a platform. I know that you're a little hurt, and I think some of the hurt right now is the fact that if they do this, they're not up for awards.
What's that? I think there's like Netflix, they had The Irishman. They ended up getting a lot of rewards. So the awards
not for the Oscars.
It wasn't for the Oscars? I don't know. I don't watch this stuff.
Unless they changed the rules, because I thought some of that might be there. I don't know. No one's going to the theater, dude. Do you want your movie to fail at the theater that no one trusts right now? Because, again, it was sticky before the pandemic. Now it's sticky with the pandemic stuff. So now it's going to definitely stick to you. When you feel that bubble gum, it's from someone who had COVID. I'm just saying.
But you know who saw this coming? They talked about this back in 2013. Not the COVID, but this move to streaming. And that was George Lucas and Steven Spielberg.
And they wanted it.
Yeah, if you're going to be a director or a visionary, you're going to have to keep looking to the future. We can't keep living in the 1950s movie premiere world. We just can't.
Yep. And from B.D. Diddley, we have, and I swear I think that's how his name is said. I'm sorry if it's wrong. Meredith, you're up.
All right. From Concept Moon Studios, always fight for what's right. Stand up with frontline soldiers. Head to conceptmoon.com and get caught up now.
Caught up with what once again?
I don't know. You can hit the see more button and see if there's anything else.
BD, elevator pitch. Never leave it alone without that. And the Falcon and Winter Soldier confirms inclusion of classic Captain America villain. Who that villain is, you're going to have to go to comicbook.com to find out. All right, Michael, try not to hate on Cyclops. I know you're not.
Are you kidding me? This is my favorite X-Men. And he's one of the most hated. So what does that tell you? X-Men, Cyclops reveals the team's place in Krakoa's hierarchy. I have no idea if I said that right.
Krakoa?
Krakoa?
I thought it was Krakoa. Krakoa. I don't know. I haven't heard it. We're comic book
that person's hierarchy. Cyclops just took a dramatic stand against the quiet counsel of that person, explaining in no uncertain terms the X-Men's place and the new hierarchy.
All right.
Yeah, that's on. You check that out on CBR.com.
Everyone hates Scott because he gets to sleep with Gene. Meredith, you're up.
Well, we already discussed this a little bit earlier.
This was part one, right. I believe.
So Gamal Hennessy says, Dave Chappelle doesn't make comics, but his experience offers 4 distinct lessons for anyone who wants to have a career in the comic book industry. The first lesson revolves around signing contracts you don't understand.
All right, guys, we're going to go on the speed round because we're in the last 4 minutes. The Bat family, 2 Bat icons finally got married. Who they are, you're going to have to find out at CBR, but it's a touching moment. As DC Dark Knights winds down, so does their universe at this moment. How everything restarts, we're going to have to see that after the new DC. What is it? The thing I'm drawing.
Future Slate.
Future Slate, thank you. How Future Slate sets things up. Our friend Russ gives us Only Death Can Save Us. I believe you can still get this on demand, and he's going to go ahead with the proof right here. This looks amazing. Anyone who backed this is in for a treat. The Alien comic book franchise scores its own Marvel comic book, so not only are they getting a series, but they'll get their own comic book. And Gamal gives us the part 2 to Dave Chappelle's advice to comic creators. And because he's a content creator and what he said. We also have a comic book preview from Invasion from Planet WrestleTopia. Rob Lake's reviews Invasion. That's given to us by FlickerMyth.com. Sam gives us some of his Kickstarter update. We had the weekly pull list from Batman Black and White, Sword, High Sick Pilots, and more. And some great art from E4 Comics, and there's not much more that he says to cover. Hawkeye fans are loving the comic book accurate, and Silver Spadio gives us a new Kickstarter. We're waiting for permission to feature it more. COVID-19 Nurse, this was awesome how they made a comic book about this. We talked about this on Monday. She was on one of them who's actually based on it was on CNN for talking about the Marvel comic book. And again, hat off to Marvel for making this about the nurses and how important they are to our society. And episode 215 gives us Rusty Gilligan and Mr. Vera Sam. And Justice League Joe Mangolia reveals new details about Ben Affleck's really dark Batman movie. Doesn't he look depressed in that picture?
Yeah.
Like, my life of crime has not let me down the right roads.
I love Joe Manganiello.
Some great other art from fellow creators. I'll pop it up so we can look at it on our way out. And the Rob Liefeld 30th anniversary, of course, we talked about. And, of course, WandaVision. I love that outfit. I love the cute outfit she has. If you want to date Rob, just wear that outfit.
Yeah, what is it about that outfit? Gosh.
Silence of the Lambs getting a sequel series from Clarice. It gets a premiere date. Spider-Man 3 is saying that Charlie Cox is in and has reportedly joined the cast, as have other people. There's even talks of Logan being part of it with the actual actor Jack Hack. Jack Hack. Am I saying that right?
Oh my gosh, no. But I can't remember now that you said that.
Hugh. No, Hugh.
Hugh Jackman.
There we go. Hugh Jackman. And comic book reviews of this week. And Superman and Lois get first look at the Superman's new costume. Real quick before we're on our way out for the day, You can check this all out at comicbookadvocates.com. This is who it is. We're the Ranch of Geek Insider. We will be doing the news next week and then taking time off for the holidays. The breakfast brunch will continue. We're not going on hiatus this time around because it has nothing to do with politics. We're taking a hiatus on the news simply because there won't be a lot, and we're going to enjoy the time with the holidays. We will be giving updates as I see fit. It probably won't be a daily one. I'll probably do it as a weekly. You'll probably still get this without the show because the show would take place, I think, during the holidays, like directly this year.
Christmas Day.
We're not doing it on Christmas Day. We're not doing it on New Year's Day. I don't want the hungoverness of anyone feeling they have to be here or do that or even watching it. Enjoy the holidays. We'll be back for our final show of the year on the 18th, 1 week from today. And that's it. We're out of here, guys. Thanks for being part of this. Thanks for my co-host, and we're out.